right now,
how's the weather in California?
Beautiful. It's gorgeous here.
I'm sure our friends enjoying the Florida. Babette, you want to unmute them? Who's introducing?
Oh, well, Andrei and Natalie already unmuted. So, okay, well, let's introduce them. Ladies and gentlemen, we have very special guests today. And they are like a couple you cannot miss. They are in the dance scene for a long time, and they are so accomplished. They have gone all the way up the Latin ranks. You name it, they've been there. They've been Canadian Latin champions. They've been, I believe, in the final in Latin in the US. I'm sure, because I'm obviously, I don't have my sheet here. Please help me out with what world championships you won in show dance. And now they are our United States world rhythm champions. I also said that wrong. And well,
the Blackpool champions. That's exciting. First rhythm Blackpool champions. Snow danced in that final too. How awesome was that?
No. So
that was fantastic. I think it was great. That's one of my questions, actually. How did that feel after all of the accomplishments that you guys had? How did it feel to win Blackpool and be the first, like, ever?
Well, hold on a second. First of all, I want to tell you, you all look phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely.
Look at you, girl.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God. Is it all for us that you look that way? I just want to make sure that it's all for us, right?
Dance talk is the reason we get our pajamas or robes and get some hair and makeup on, you know?
Nice. And you know what? You all have a different looks as well, according to probably your location. Look at this. Babette is looking complete Hollywood with that dress as well at the back, right? Right now, Snow looks like she's in Meadows of Nashville.
All in the flowers. On the dress and on the background.
And I look like I'm in a
And Lena, you look like you are literally downtown Los Angeles, like a CEO or something. That's it.
I'm a valley girl.
Only you and I were just like, I don't know what's missing here, right?
You're in the Florida mansion, you two.
Like, all right. I'll take that.
Florida mansion, the Palm Beach County.
I'll take that.
Are you home in Boca?
Yes.
We are home in Boca. We've been here for 2 months. Yes.
Unbelievable. So I don't think in the last 10 years you have been at home for 2 months.
That is true. This is the longest we've been in one place. I think.
How does that feel? Is that driving you completely crazy, or are you actually enjoying it?
You know what? It's a mixed feelings there, because first of all, when this pandemic started, and in a way there was a silver lining because we traveled so much, so it was nice for about 2 weeks.
No. 3 days. 3 days. The first day we slept. Second day we were waking up, and the third day Natalie started just literally busting.
Yes, I'm a little bit going insane with that when I'm locked. So, but there is obviously for all of us, there is a lot of pleasant experiences and new experiences. We had to learn how to be more active online, how to teach online. We connected with people we haven't connected in years. So we have a lot
still married, believe it or not. That was a task to keep up with. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
I mean, guys pretty much at some point was seeing you daily, 4 hours a day because of the champions. It was crazy.
There were a lot of exciting projects we were involved in, and one of them is basically the project that Elena, we were so much involved in is a rhythm champions group we have. It's basically all the 19 rhythm champions getting together and trying to excite people and promote rhythm all over the world. So this is one of the great accomplishments and things we are working
accomplishments is
not
everybody.
The dance community
did not accomplish anything yet.
But it's a great project that all of us are involved in. So which it is super exciting. And of course, many other things like we are teaching much more online for sure. Oh
yeah, you know what? Everybody's thinking that if you're at home and you have this virus thing going on right now, so that means you have all the time in the world. You know what? We actually now more preoccupied with the things at home versus
we actually, I think we're dancing much more because we're every day dancing.
So true. And
So
usually
you guys practicing?
Yes.
Yes,
And you know
yes.
how it is. Usually, you go to studio, you have your lessons, you have a little bit of a practice of your own. Then you have another lessons. Then you travel a lot. So everything is it's got its own pace. Right now, since we're at home, this is non-stop. I mean, literally, we had students contacting us from like all over the States. And Europe as well. So this is quite interesting because now they're like, well, okay, so you're at home, you have more time. Can I have lessons? And we have people from literally California, Midwest. We have people from Milwaukee, Cincinnati. Everybody's like, okay, so I want to have lessons now. And they'll try to balance that. And it's weird because you're at home and the feeling is like, okay, I'm going to have a cup of coffee right now. I could be in the pajamas next second. And now I have to like all dressed up and be in front of the camera. And another thing as well, so different when you're in front of the camera, well, first of all, it's more lectures, obviously, right? And now you have to give so much more energy to be able to like convey that message. Because, let's be honest, when we are at home, in our own studios, sometimes we just tired of talking about something. You could literally take your student and just switch the music on and physically meld them into whatever you want, right? Well, now you have no such a luck, right? So you basically have to explain over and over and find other ways to explain the same information over again. So it's kind of interesting.
I completely agree. Sorry, Lena. I completely agree. When people say, "Oh, it's easy. Can I get a discount?" I go, "No, it's not."
It's harder. I felt it's like I was dancing so much myself. I did my lectures and my workshops, and I was sore. I haven't danced like that in years. I'm like, oh my God.
It's getting us all in the best shape that we could be.
Because you feel slightly, of course, guilty that you're stuck at home, and in a way,
Natalie feels guilty.
I do. So we go in a little bit insane. On top of all of the dancing and actually practicing every day that we do, we at midnight, when it's true, when there's nobody around, we go in for a run. So it's a very interesting scene. It's just the two of us, crazy people, running and working out at midnight. Only the two of us in the community.
This is what makes you champions. And you just answered my next question.
That is the luxury of not having kids. You can go for a workout at 12. At 12, I'm completely passed out.
Yeah, that's true.
I
that's
do
true.
believe
No.
yeah.
But leave it with Natalie. It's a completely different circumstances because, well, I don't know you. I don't know. This is what happens. Usually I have excuse. Oh, come on. I just taught so many lessons. We practiced, I don't want to go to a gym. And usually she's pushing like, at 10 o'clock at night. You had a dinner just about when you're trying to fall asleep. She's like, okay, gym. And we have a great community gym in our community. So it's literally like 10 minutes a run. So we usually run to there, walk out for like 40 minutes and come back. And usually it is like 11 o'clock at night because that is the perfect opportunity because it matches to your, let's say, final schedule, right? Like at the competition.
When you dance the event.
Yeah. So I know everybody likes to walk out in the morning, or a lot of people like to walk up in the morning, wake up and walk out. But for us, we're trying to match our dance schedule. So the activity, our physical activity is usually at night. So, and that's perfect. Actually, that works fantastically well for us. And now that the gym is closed, so Natalie is like, well, now we have to do more. So we do the bigger run, we come home, then the mats are on, the weights are up, and we're still doing all the things. And I'm literally like doing it. I'm thinking like, this is at midnight right now. Everybody's chilling.
It's true. We haven't
worked
out and we haven't danced that much.
Like, why am I doing crunches? Like, I should be like eating popcorn.
Did you do anything
conditioning
different?
yourself.
Like, did you learn to cook something new? Did you do anything new that you particularly just didn't?
Well, yeah. I just had a birthday, so Natalie baked my favorite. Thank you. My favorite cake. Actually, it is. It's medok. It's a honey.
Oh, medok, medovnik.
Yes.
I don't know.
And I remember my mom was always making it for me, and I remember that smell, right? So it is this very specific cake. So, and it's supposed for the best, it's supposed to stay overnight. So Natalie found this crazy recipe, which is like original Russian recipe, and she had to like transfer milligrams to ounces, and that, you know, she was swearing in the kitchen for like 4 hours, going like, what is this? What is that? How it's supposed? So anyway, so she made that cake, fantastic cake, but it's huge. Like literally huge. So I like immediately ate like a
so Andrei, he could not wait until actually his birthday at midnight when it went.
She said to me, no, you have to wait one day. I'm going like,
at midnight, he lights himself a candle. He's like, that's it. It's past midnight. I can have that cake. So he could not wait.
Well, you were born 8 hours or whatever it is, 12 hours earlier.
Yes. But she was like, no, midnight here. I know. I'm like, well, there's another day somewhere.
So exactly. So I did some baking. We also did some remodeling in our house. We completed our bedroom finally. It was one room that was not finished. So it was a good thing, productive. Andrei made me lots of beautiful dresses, competition, but I have nowhere to go. So I'm all excited to wear all those dresses and nowhere to go.
I might say, Andrei, I'm going to give you a huge compliment on, like, you're always so particular about the look, and I know you're making Natalie's costumes for years, and anytime you guys come out on the floor, you just look mwah. Like, I've never seen a dress on you that I'm like, every time I look and I go, oh, this is great. Oh, another great dress. And like, just awesome. But can I come back?
I have a great model, so that's fine.
I want to come back to Snow's question. She said,
yeah, sorry. We were like ignoring your questions completely.
In Blackpool, okay, granted it was a different style than Latin, because I remember, I mean, I danced all the finals in the world except international in UK. We were 7th when there was 6 couples in the final, and we were 9th in Blackpool when there was 8 couples in the final. So I've never got to experience. So I want to know how it felt. Because
you know what, amazing. I so can relate to what you're saying, because in Latin, when we were dancing Latin, the closest to a final we got in Blackpool, it was a semi-final in like a Paso Doble or something. Yeah, believe it or not, we in Paso Doble we was in semi-final. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll take it. And I'll take it any dances, right? So that was in Latin, and then one of the worlds were actually in Blackpool as well, and they were representing Canada, and we were 7th out of final. So that was another one in Blackpool. So we were like, come on, it's just a different feeling once you're in the final, right? So this time it was a completely different circumstances, obviously.
You get very excited, your heart is pounding, and it's just, you know, a lot of couples, or a lot of questions we get is, do you feel pressure? You know what? I only feel pressure, I think, if some of the things I can't control, right? So,
well, you don't feel pressure for your own dancing, because your dancing is your dancing. You should be confident and, you know, go and do what you have to do.
Actually, much more excitement and thrill and just joy that, you know, we've done the hard work, we practiced, and now we can just enjoy the moment and just be one with the music and enjoy this great floor. By the way, they have a fabulous new floor, Elena, very, very soft, white. I mean, awesome to dance
right,
on.
Snow?
Yes,
wasn't that a super to dance on? Oh,
so just thrill and excitement, and of course, dancing American rhythm in Blackpool is definitely a new feeling. You know, that mambo.
Yeah, the first mambo played.
When I found out it's happening.
It was a mambo playing. I'm seriously though still questioning that, but it was definitely
I think
fantastic.
It was a version of samba music with a little bit of a mambo flow. I was a little bit laughing as dancing it. Besides that, the mambo and that kind of a rhythm to a Blackpool floor, it just felt so. I want to say it wasn't out of place. It was exactly what it used to be now.
Well, it's a Blackpool music. I mean,
yeah, but then it's like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening now. So, and happening on this floor, because there's such a tradition.
Yeah, we kind of
behind
had to pinch ourselves that this is really happening. Yeah. Because obviously every dancer's dream, I mean, Blackpool is Mecca for all the dancers who's starting and who's retired already, and you always come back or go to Blackpool to search for that inspiration for something new, you know, to see people you haven't seen before, or to connect with people. It's a mecca for all dancers. And of course, dancing Blackpool and of course winning Blackpool, it was extra special.
What was your first Blackpool? Like I was there, I think it was like 94, still dancing under 21, and probably at that point maybe made a 98, and I was like, yes. That was like my first experience. It was crazy. I felt it was unreal. What was yours? Where were you?
I actually don't even remember.
Me too.
What I remember, it was an incredible amount of rounds, being ever so tired, and everything became like a one big waiting game / blur. Like that's what I remember. The another thing is, well, somebody recently said, oh, what it's like to have all those rounds. Well, the last 10 years, I don't remember. We were coming in at night only. So I don't remember those days previously, like when the rounds were going in.
You just decided to block him because, you know.
No. I think it's because when you have a bar, you stars.
Right.
When you have those 2 stars and you only come in at night, so you don't remember that whatever happens before. But you walk in and you like feel that's very heavy sweat in the air, and you're going like, oh, okay, people danced before already here. And then you walk into like dressing areas and you see people like completely sweated out already, like their entire life through, and you just walked in fresh for your round, going like, oh, I feel for them. That right? You feel that kind of a feeling.
I remember that. I actually freaked out first time because I'm a time freak. I hate being late. And they first
you
time,
thought you were late.
Yes. And they're like, oh, you start 8 p.m. I'm like, 8 p.m. That's not right. So I think I was in the ballroom already by 4 because I drove everybody crazy and saying, no, I don't think it's right. We should be there.
Okay,
earlier.
Elena, I have a very specific memory of you in Blackpool. I don't know if you remember that. I remember you were running around, something happened, and like, okay, anybody, could I please borrow your makeup? Because apparently people say that whatever they have on my face is not visible. Can I borrow somebody's makeup? I need to touch up things. Do you remember that situation?
No.
I do remember because your teacher said that the makeup was very light and you need to be able to have a little bit more
punch.
More punch.
Makeup is a one step away from a drag queen. If anybody asks, I think that's what it is.
Like I call it a war makeup.
One step away from drag queen. But actually, I want to switch from Blackpool to your competition that I am super excited because I have witnessed it in several years. And I think it's going to be the first competition of the year, considering that it's...
You know what? It might be. For California,
I want to promote it. I want to put big, thank you for what you guys done in the past years. And what do you have planned? Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Because it's in Nashville. It's my hometown. And it's in the middle of the country. I think everybody should come because it's very close. They can drive in if they don't want to fly. So what is this? Tell me.
Hold on a second. You go and you jump into Nashville. Elite is next one. That's the one.
Well, they say that everything's going to cancel till January. So January is Nashville.
I got it. Your calendar works by January.
Yes.
Well, actually, the next competition, or the competition, first competition of this, no, that's not the second competition this year, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, second week of October, Elite Dance Sport. So a beautiful event in Orange County, California. By the way, one of the most beautiful places in Cali, that's for sure. Arguably, I know everybody loves their own little places for sure, but I love that because it is so immaculate. It's kind of like a Boca, right?
So Andrei mentioned to me once, okay, if we're gonna get tired of Boca Raton, we move in there. I'm like, okay.
Orange County, here we come, loving it. So anyway, Marriott Irvine, fantastic boutique hotel for sure. So that's where we're gonna be this year, and we planning.
So we haven't canceled that one yet.
No.
We are just not canceling it, period.
We are trying to go ahead with all the plans, and we're working with hotel. We want to provide secure and safe environment for our dancers, but most importantly, all of us are missing dancing so much. So we want to return to the dance floor. We want to give back to community, and we just enjoy organizing events. And the whole idea why actually, we got involved in event organization, because as we do have students and we dance on the competitions quite often.
I see one of them here. Hi, Nancy.
Hi,
I love you.
So basically we wanted to, and we hear all the things that they might want from the competition, or they need, or we feel as competitors, and we hear conversations. So all of those things together we combine, and we wanted to put it into our own competition.
And you know how it is. Look, you all organizers, you all been in that, you all judges, you know exactly, and as well dancers and the pro-am teachers. You know when you go in a competition and you look at the things around you going, I would like that to change, or this would be better, or this would be better. We actually have that opportunity to do, obviously within the reason, because the circumstances of a competition, it's only allow you to do so many things. It's like some people will come in and say, oh, I'd like to dance at that specific time. I'm going, great, but so does everybody else. So how can we make this happen? So yeah.
Basically, we wanted to create something that we would love to dance at. So we would love to compete at, and that, let's say, our students would enjoy entering and competing, and just basically having a fun celebration, fun weekend.
So second weekend of October, Elite Dance Sport, come over, and then
third week of January,
National Stars, downtown Nashville, gorgeous. People love the area. People love the place. As Snow mentioned, you could literally drive from all over the Midwest. I mean, it's just,
and it's such a
cool.
Warm feeling of Midwest. Absolutely, it's just beautiful. People are amazing. Yes,
it's definitely an amazing feeling that in Nashville that we have. But you guys bring such a cultivation and a positive energy. And that's another question I wanted to ask you, because as many years as I've known you, you always keep this warm feeling, comfort. Like anytime I see you, I just want to hug you and kiss you, because it's like I feel home. I feel like a family, How do you do this? How do you cultivate that positivity? Can you share that with us?
Question. I never thought about it.
Be yourself, man, and follow your dreams.
I guess we are very lucky that we are in the business. This is our passion, our life, and we love what we do, and we get paid for it. So
right?
Yes, and I think it's an amazing circumstances, and I think this what I guess inspires us.
I remember when I actually received my first check. And there was two circumstances with that, because my father always was saying, how many baryshnikovs do you know? So, dancer, this is not a good thing to do, blah, blah, blah. So he was always like,
it's true. Both of our parents were very much against it.
Oh, obviously, right? So the next thing, I remember I received my first paycheck, and my first paycheck was bigger than my father's monthly salary. So when I actually showed it to him, he was like, yeah, we're fine, we're good. That was that. And another thing is, I remember the first time I received that, I'm like, what's this for? So people are like, well, it's your pay, that's what I so vividly remember, oh, I could do this for free, that's fine, because you can have it back. Like, as long as
you got it for free back in Russia, and when you turned pros and you start getting those checks, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, like, what,
Absolutely.
Really? Seriously? So I don't know. I guess we are very, very lucky, and I'm sure you can join that thought as well. To do what we truly like, right? It is a beautiful thing.
Find what you love and do it with a full heart.
I must admit, like my parents, for example, I always remember my mom. She was a major economist of the childhood hospital. And oh gosh, she was always stressed out. She was always like, she could not wait to retire, literally, because for her that was like that constant. I mean, I actually even remember that sometimes she would like dream and like speak out some like, oh, I need to finish this or da da da. And so it's constant stress for her. And I remember as a little kid kind of looking at it going like, oh gosh, must be like this is difficult. Because people work basically because that's what they do, they need to provide for a family, and that's that. So for us to be able to do what we love, to enjoy this energy, I mean,
and there is different aspects to our world. I mean, there is a competition dancing, professional dancing, there is dancing with students. It's a different aspect. And right now I'm finding out for myself, I mean, there is 2 competitions that Okay, since a new rule that obviously we can have same sex, same gender competition, so I danced with the girls already to competitions, and it was so much fun. So we'll dance against each other as well with students. So it is amazing. It opens up a different opportunities. So dancing professionally is not the same as dancing prom. Doing shows is not the same as competing.
Do you know what Natalie said to me first time? She's like, I'm gonna kick your... Yeah.
That
was it. And walking on the floor with me, she's like, you dumb dude. I'm done. I'm like, I'm gonna kick. And and I'm looking like with the side vision, and she's like raping my students on the floor. Like, oh, we're gonna kick him. We're gonna kill him.
But it was so much fun. It was like
she's
a
so
competition.
competitive to me. I'm like, really? This is our students. We should, okay? She's like, no, you're going down.
I have a different question, actually.
Yeah.
You guys do everything together. Obviously, you practice together. You teach the same.
I know. We should start doing this.
Right? So, do you have separate interests or hobbies besides dancing, or there's anything you do separate from each other?
Okay, when Andrei wakes up, he says, do not disturb sign for 2 hours. And this is, I know this is his separate time. I am not allowed to talk to him until he makes a contact with me. Because actually, what you see, Andrei needs people to get charged, and, you know, he needs people just to be Andrei that you see. But at home, he's got a little bit of a different personality that not many people know. He's much more reserved and much more quiet and much more chill. For me, it's a little bit opposite. If I'm in a quiet mode, or if there is surroundings are peaceful, I become extremely, extremely active.
So you can imagine how difficult this time of coronavirus is.
Yes, it's true. I'm learning to be more patient with my husband and to let him be and not to bug him all the time. It's true.
3 days was a peace and happiness. After that, it was literally, I have to do every single honey-do list and eat. Oh my gosh, God forbid. I'm sitting on the couch for 5 minutes.
You're deviating from the question. Deviating from any hobbies you have without me. Come on.
Besides drinking coffee in the morning.
I actually love the beach. So to be honest with you, to go to the beach, it's my downtime. It's something that's like grounding me.
Do you go by yourself?
Well, quite often happens to be so, because somebody is just like woo, and sometimes she's like 120 things at the same time, and she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go with you, and she's holding me. I'm like, it's 5 p.m. So we just like catch a little bit of a sun, and she's like, okay, you go by yourself. So quite often I'm going like, screw this, and I'm gonna go by myself.
I'm learning as well. For me, I think in the past, I mean, not recently, I love to bake, very much so. So it's
she bakes, and then she's freezing everything.
That's
or
true.
Gives it away because nobody can afford to eat this anyway.
It relaxes me.
Eat the cake and do 20 push-ups. Another spoon, 20 more push-ups.
Exactly.
Sad.
It relaxes me very much so. So I really enjoy. So obviously for the past year, no time, zero, absolutely. We've been on incredibly hectic schedule. But as this pandemic is upon us and we're staying at home, so I really, really enjoy baking.
Couple of things, books, if you have a chance to get it. But for me right now, it's sad. Anytime I pick up the book, within 20 minutes, I'm asleep. So I'm like, what's going on there? So it's great, and you're out. So that's a good thing. And then again, Nancy's here, one of our students. Wouldn't that be fantastic to actually resume playing tennis? She's a lover of a big tennis, and so I think the last time I played was actually with her as well. So it's phenomenal. I don't know how she's doing it, because it's like 120 degrees outside, and she's playing at like literally at 12 in the afternoon and doing it. So that's kind of crazy.
All right, guys.
Tried it.
So, if we want to do a quiz, we would have to do that now, because we don't have all the time in the world with the Zoom app. So, Snow, are you doing the quiz this time?
I'm absolutely ready when we're ready.
Can I say something before you start quizzing them? Andrei, literally, warning, the answers should be very, very short.
Yes, no? Is that it?
Yes, no, really quick.
Oh, see, you didn't expect who you're getting for your talk. There you go.
Fight you
Next
back.
time, warning. Get some bigger time for Zoom or something.
Okay, I only have 10 questions and I'm gonna start right now. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Each one of you separately.
Unique, fantastic.
Shy.
Shy.
I'm lost for words.
I could do it.
No.
Do you want to do it yourself or do you want me to do it? Beautiful, kind, and gentle.
Oh, we'll take that. Let's go.
What is your hidden talents that nobody knows?
Organized. Very, very organized.
But that we know, you do that at the competitions.
I do it in everyday life.
Well, I don't know. Everybody knows that I actually do make costumes. I mean, you do know, but I don't know if anybody else who's listening knows. So yeah, I guess that's the hidden talent. Yeah, whatever. I'll take it. Right? No.
Yes, we'll take it. One thing that people do that drives you absolutely crazy.
Oh, you can tell me. That's always an issue.
The issue is he's always late. I cannot stand people who is not on time.
Oh my God, I'm so with you.
PT. When people asking for PT, can't stand it.
If you had to play one character in a movie, who would you be?
Totally myself, please.
He's gonna play his own biography movie.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm lost.
Character or
Oh, Jessica Rabbit.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
sure, and with a phrase, I'm not bad. I'm being just drawn
this
that
way.
way.
Now I'm lost in this question because you guys don't sleep. But what if you can't sleep? What would you do? But you already told us you work out, so maybe there is something else you want to do when you can't sleep.
Can't sleep. What we're doing? Natalie's cleaning everything.
This is true. Yes,
I mean, it's just like literally. I mean, she can wake up and just start cleaning things. I mean, it is a different degrees of cleaning. Like especially for Corona, it's either like with a toothbrush or now we like doing entire renovation of the house, which is I don't know, cleaning or not. Yeah, sad thing.
Painting the wall, right?
I have no problem with sleeping, so I can sleep 12 hours non-stop. That's fine. All my students know that. I mean, when we go in a competition, I can be like,
He needs
okay.
his beauty sleep.
What is your favorite body part?
Natalie, my favorite body part of Natalie.
No, you.
Should I show it or something?
Please, that's gonna be
It's a
excellent.
very X-rated interview. Your favorite body part? Oh, I have so many favorite body parts.
And
Yeah.
feet. Legs and feet.
Oh my God.
Andrei, what about you? Me, legs and feet.
What are you afraid of?
Afraid of? Nothing? Really?
I think maybe I'm very good at making lots of lists, right? So, and sometimes I do give myself unrealistic goals. So I'm afraid of not accomplishing those realistic goals that I give myself.
Yeah, and I give her a pep talk afterwards. Like,
Yes.
this is not real. That's for like normal person to do 120 things in one day. So you should like spread it out.
Yeah.
I don't think nothing.
What about
What is your dream vacation?
Dream vacation, sleep. That's a dream vacation. Doesn't matter where.
Before this coronavirus started, it was home. The dream vacation was being at home.
Yeah, but you know what? The last vacation we took, I think it was.
We went to Punta Cana
Yes.
for 4 days, and all we did just slept
And
sleep.
sleep, wake up, go to the beach, a little food, go to the beach, go to sleep.
That's it.
That was it. Pathetic, really pathetic. That was it.
If you had a magic wand, what would you change about each other?
Nothing.
No.
You will not mute her for 2 hours in the morning?
I already do, so that's gonna work. I literally say that's it.
And I lie about the time, so he will
Yes,
be.
that's
It's true, so he's gonna be on time. I admit.
That's
I add like 5 minutes.
So what is the most extreme thing you have ever done?
Extreme thing ever done? Wow.
Besides dancing, because it's extreme.
When you do a lot of crazy things, at the end they like become normal. And
Yeah,
you just
we
repeat
did
them.
together an extreme thing where we were very, very young.
What was it?
I walked out of my house with one suitcase,
Yes!
with a suitcase and a ticket to London, 15 years old. And since that, I was on my own.
Yeah.
With $100 in my pocket. That's it.
That was extreme because that was so nerve-wracking, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
16, 17, 18, whatever it was. But it was,
16, yes.
Felt like 12.
Probably, yes.
Well, that is amazing. That was all for the quiz, but I do have one question for you guys. If you had to give an advice to younger generation how to structure their practices, what would you recommend?
Don't waste your time.
Yes.
No coffee breaks, no ifs and buts. Not one practice is bad practice. The fact that you're on your in your shoes and on the dance floor, it's phenomenally well already. Whether you accomplished everything you wanted or whether you just been there and moved to a music or together, it's already.
And find out what works for you. You need to find out what works specifically for you as a couple. It might not be a perfect solution for somebody else, but find out what actually works for you. And in a way, treat each other with respect. That's extremely important.
And another thing as well, it doesn't matter whether you're a partnership or together or not together, no excuses. Once you stand up on a dance floor, you are 50-50 partners.
Yeah.
No personal things involved. You shouldn't pull out any of the cards, but honey, I love you. None of that should be existing.
Yeah.
You are a business partners on the dance floor that you should do what you're supposed to do for yourself and for each other. And that's that. After that, things finished and you could be whatever the hell you want.
It's true. When people watch us practice, they think that we are sometimes a little bit extreme, but we don't waste any time because we've got none and we get right to the point. So if we are there for 2 hours, we do not stop. We don't waste time on anything. If it's
accomplishment, something technical, that's that. If it's a conversation about some specific piece, that's what that would be it. If there is that we need to do a run through or we wanted to do a run through, so if it's a physical cardio, if it's educational, whatever the fact that you take into consideration, you have 2 hours. 2 hours do this, no wandering around, no drinking coffee, no tiki-toki, none of that. You stand up, you do what you need to do, and that's that. So it's very important.
All right. It's less than a minute, so I hate to cut it short, but I'm very worried that the app is just gonna shut us down. I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna start the process of saying thank you so much for being with us. We really enjoy you guys. We miss you terribly. I hope we see you very, very soon. And yeah, I think Florida is starting to open pretty nicely. So we hope we catch up with that sooner or later. I think in LA, everything's speakeasy by now.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is amazing opportunities. They still have a competition open for October and next one in January. So if you don't have any competitions to go right now, please visit their website and sign up for the event. It's absolutely amazing. I can guarantee you. I've been at both of them and it's fantastic.
Thank you so much for having us. It was so much fun. We love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Love you.
Thank you.